Later. If you've got any ideas of stuff you want to look up, then that's great, we'll do that. But otherwise, we'll do things like setting up VPN, making sure that when you leave, if you want to be able to use the API with VPN, then we can do that for you here, so you don't have to faff around after this. So I kind of spoke through this. I skipped out one bit, which is this, which I always think is cool. So who wants to guess at Twitter's peak tweets per minute, which happened to be during a Hayao Miyazaki film rerun in Japan in 2013. Peak tweets per second. Any guesses?
2 million.
Yep.
4 million.
Bit high. Even higher. 10.
1.2 million.
It's actually 150,000. So you're optimistic. I like it. So comparing this to incoming tips, which is like any market activity, people sending us data. So stock ticking, currencies being bought and sold, all this kind of stuff. Any guesses to that?
10 million.
Closer, I like it. So 143k versus 8.5 million. So I thought this won't be a cool comparison. It turned out really well. We have lots of stuff. So again, data motivation. So I've gone through this. People send us loads of stuff. Real time, yada. You have to pay for it. Costs lots of money. Exchanges are not cheap. So this I didn't show before. So this is a very simple application using our API. When you download the API, I don't know, many of you might have, we give you a bunch of example applications. So one of them is, this might be one of the applications you get, it's just you're subscribing to the last price of IBM for their stocks. It's very simple. But there's also examples for searching for stuff like IBM. Searching, so it gets kind of difficult, but this is basically the entity that you're searching for, and then these are fields on that. So this is IBM, the company, or the stock here, and then this is the stock price. But if you remember on the data examples I gave, stuff like fatalities at Exxon, that was keyed off the Exxon equity. So even if it's called equity, that doesn't necessarily mean stock. So if you're searching for stuff and you get something that's called an equity, but you're looking for percentage of female employees or whatever, then it may all be based off that, even though it's not stock data. So that's just a searching thing. Stuff our APIs in, pretty much any language you're likely to use. One thing we get asked a lot is, do we have a REST API? And we do. It's very experimental. You can find it on our GitHub. GitHub.com/Bloomberg Labs, I think it is. But I don't know how much is in it. But basically the problem is, because you have to authenticate through the VPN, having a REST API doesn't really work. So you can make your own, but basically at some point we need to be able to authenticate you. So there's going to be a VPN in there somewhere. So basically the ones we really support are programmatic access through these APIs. Python and Java are the most popular we find. And then platform and stuff. This is the data again. And yeah, how does stuff. So how many people here have come and seen us, got a VPN key, set up and stuff? I reckon there's a couple. So yeah, if you haven't come and talked to us already, so you need a VPN key because you have to authenticate because it's not free. And then once you connect to the VPN, you install the API, and that's pretty much it. But the crucial part is you need to come see us to get a VPN key. Once you've done that, then go into this link here, is.vd/OxHack, and we've got installation instructions for VPN on various platforms. And yeah, that's the last of the interesting bits. So yeah, if anyone's got any idea on this.
Trying to do?
If we've got ideas for data to look for.
What's your remote in?
I do want to
I don't think I've set stuff on that. Oh, no, I have. But you have to go through
Okay.
it.
So yeah, if you've got questions for data or stuff you want to search for, like, so I gave some examples of data we've got, but I fully recognise that this is the big problem. Like we've got a bunch of stuff, but we have a lot of stuff, so finding something that is usable around ideas for data they want to look for, like app ideas?
If you wanted to look for Apple's share price in the last year and update it in real time, is that
Yep.
possible?
Yeah, the only problem with that is, so we support real-time and historic stuff,
Yeah.
but like, the markets are closed right now, so if you were subscribed to real-time Apple now, nothing will be happening because it's closed.
But if they were open, then it would be a.
If it was open, then yeah, but what you can do is like get the last week and then replay it.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of the best workaround for that. But yeah, like stocks are really easy, so it's just double APL, US equity, and then you get last price bid and ask, just like the IBM one. So stocks and stuff are really easy. Yep.
I was just at work this school on Wednesday, and they published a study where they took on consumer behavior and financial and stock prices, and they took Google search terms, online search terms, and they compared that against stock prices.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if perhaps they use, or if it's possible to duplicate that study using.
So I think we presume we don't have Google's search terms. I guess Google publishes that.
Yes.
So what we do, so we always have a big news operation. So for every news article we publish, we link it with whatever's relevant. So if it's about Google, then Google will be linked. So you can search for Google and say, what's the news heat, I think we call it, of Google. So you can see like, oh, there were lots of stories here, and then the price went down.
Okay, so is that a tool, or would that just be manual?
So that'll be a field. So yeah, all these things that I'm saying here. So I'll go ahead. Yeah. So even this, like fatalities totals, is just a field that you can look at on that text document particular. So there's one news heat or something. But yeah, again, the field searcher, you search for news or something like that. Anyone else? Yes.
Price in Indonesia, but not the one that the consumer price one, the one received by
That
farmers.
wholesale. Yeah, it would be useful to have them. So, do you think you can do that, Tom?
I can.
Get set
I
up.
don't have my V in it.
Okay. Yeah, if it's a traded commodity, then it'll be on there. Like if there's a market for it. See if I can get it on my phone. Oh no, here it is. Yeah.
Where
Right.
are you collected? Because the government doesn't collect
So how do you find out what fields there are?
Yeah, so how do you find out which one is likely to and which one is
I'm not sure there's a way of listing like all fields available.
Have you got a search engine looking up?
So one of the example apps is a field searcher, and there's also a security searcher. So you search for IBM, and then you can get the ticker IBM US equity. You can search for all fields matching some substring. Can you do a wildcard search?
I can't remember.
Okay. Because yeah, like all things available on IBM would be. But yeah, I think if you have any ideas, then search for it. But they'll probably, for any idea, there'll probably be 20, 30 fields. Right, it's getting Condoleezza Rice. Oh no, okay, yeah. Not necessarily just for Indonesia. Let's use this bad boy. I'll do it. Oh, okay.
You got it.
Cool. So yeah, we have RRA commodity is the wholesale. Cool. Is the wholesale price for rice, but it's not broken down. This is like global. It's not broken down by region. But there's a bunch of things about it. Well, this is on the mobile app, so yeah, I'm not sure it'll. Yeah. Any other ideas? Stuff? Purchasing power. Yeah. There's the Economist Big Mac Index. Also Big Mac. Okay, well it's not here, but it's definitely a thing you can get through the thing. Search Big Mac, and then we do it by other countries and stuff.
We do a bunch of more formal measures of purchasing power as well. So
How do we find them?
I
Will that be on here?
can't remember all the codes.
Typically, that's mine.
It might be better to do more of the securities and field searching. Back at our stand, we've got a thing where it can actually search through all of the fields. Because my laptop just shows pictures of spaceships already.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, I guess it's best is like if anyone wants to use the API and hasn't got a VPN key, then we should be able to sort that out. Or if you're having trouble setting up the API, then we're here, we can help sort that out now. But yeah, I don't really have any other data to show you because a bunch of my best ideas were in that presentation. And yeah, if you have other ideas, things you want to find, you can't find it through the example applications, then totally come and talk to us, because if we have the actual like our product up, it's a lot easier to search.
Are you doing any work with IBM Watson?
No, we have our own machine learning stuff. So we have like natural language search. Yeah. Unfortunately not available through the API. So you can't type like give me, so on our product you can type like give me the last quarter's earnings for IBM and we'll show you the earnings report. But you can't do that in the programmatic thing. Sorry, I'm just going there. Anything else? Does anyone want help setting up the API? Has anyone tried and found it difficult? Because I realise, yeah.